as I was saying, we'll be starting with a question in the room that's on today.
Hi, how are you?
After the 2-2 game against LFC, what's the feeling after this game? Do you feel like you showed what this team is capable of this season?
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously in the first half, it was very good. And even the first, I think it was 20, 25 minutes where we were up 2-0. But I think in general, that's kind of how we've played mostly at home against some of the bigger clubs in the league. So that kind of shows the way we want to play, even throughout the game against a very good team. So yeah, I think that kind of game showed exactly how we want to play and go into games with that kind of mentality and confidence.
Yeah, it does give you kind of a confidence going into the rest of the season, because the president yesterday said he still has hopes for you to make the playoffs this year. So does this kind of game, even though you didn't get the win, but does this kind of performance in game give you confidence to maybe think about it more?
Yeah, for sure. I think we kind of take it game by game and don't look too far into it. Obviously, we know we have big games coming up, especially Miami tomorrow. So, but yeah, I think playing against teams like that, especially LAFC, we're a very good team and a very good attack overall as a team, especially they've been together for a couple of years to show that we can play at that level. So yeah, I think it gives us the confidence to keep going forward.
You were right against Miami in the Breakdance?
I think 2 years ago, but I was on the bench that game, so I kind of watched the superstars play. But no, hopefully tomorrow will be my first time to actually play against them.
I was about to ask you, is it still special for you to play against these guys that are, they're big international stars?
Yeah.
But since you did not really play, do you think about it? Is it special for you to play against these guys?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a game that, like, I think most players, everybody is really excited, especially young players that kind of test yourself against those kind of players and to see what the level is like on the field. And then everybody's kind of been watching Miami throughout the league since Messi and all the superstars have come. So, yeah, definitely very excited to kind of test myself on the field.
Have you heard what the president Gabriel Gervais said yesterday? I know he spoke mostly French, but does the team get rumblings of what is said, and does it help, or does to settle your teammates and the team into what needs to be done?
No, if I'm being honest, I don't know much that was said. I kind of try not to pay too much to the media, so kind of just focus on each day.
Thank you.
No problem.
We can hop over to the questions on Zoom.
Thank you. This time, please raise your hand. Levez la main, s'il vous plaît. Questions for Luca Sydney. Thank you.
Hi, Luca. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How do you prepare when you will face such an offensive team, and particularly Leo Messi? Does that change your approach of the game, facing this kind of talent?
No, I think we'll go into every game kind of the way we want to play and the way we've kind of showed, especially defensively, the way we want to press and those things against some of the bigger clubs and the bigger teams in the league that are higher up in the standings. But obviously, there's minor tweaks that you have to be worried about, with especially those players up front and the way they like to play. And we know they score a lot of goals, so it's kind of being strong in the defensive aspect. But no, I think we kind of just look forward to it, and I think especially a lot of the players, younger players, will be excited to take on that challenge. So definitely looking forward to that game tomorrow.
Any other questions for Luca? Sydney again.
About the tweaks you were mentioning, you went a bit full man-to-man on last game. Is it one of the tools that you have to be more aware defensively?
Yeah, I think in most games we've kind of been going that man-to-man kind of style, and we have the profiles to do that, especially over long periods of the game. So I don't know how it would be tomorrow's game, but obviously we know that Suarez and Messi like to float in around the halfway line when they don't have the ball, and they kind of wait for counter-attacking moments. And obviously when you give those players the ball, they're very special. So it's just kind of being aware of them and other players on the field, because they have a very good team in general. So yeah.
Going back to the room, Jean-François, the last one.
We are about to speak to Giacomo Vrioni here. He scored 4 goals in 6 games since he came back from injury. What does he bring to the team? Offensively, of course, he scores the goals, but he seems to be really giving his best effort every time he's on the pitch. What do you see from him, treating pitch and on the field?
Yeah, I think he's come in since he's come back from his injury and has done really well. He's a great guy, great professional. That's one of the main things I've seen, especially the way he takes care of his body and the amount of time that he spends at the facility to keep himself in good shape. And when he's on the field, we try and get him into those areas and get the balls into those areas where he can put the ball into the back of the net. We know he likes to be around the box, so whenever he's in those areas, we see him train that he can score, good shot, good finish, very strong, hold up the ball. So we're happy, obviously, to have him back healthy and back fit. So hopefully we can keep that going with him.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Morning.
Starting with Jean-François in the room. That's on good.
Hey, Giacomo. We just spoke to Luca, who praised you for your professionalism, here in the training field and on the pitch, what you shown on the pitch with your four goals in 6 games. What would you say is your mentality as a professional in this game since you came to Montreal?
Being professional, that's the point. It's try to improve every single day as a person and as a player. Try to be an example and try to do my best every single day. This is what I always try to do, and nothing. I can say that Luca is the same. So thanks for what he said. And nothing. Now let's see about tomorrow.
Yeah. You have a new kid right now, and
yeah.
How is it to juggle between your personal life with the newborn kid at home and your professional life in which you show like great effort on the pitch?
Yeah, they don't. There are 2 different things, obviously, but obviously you have one thing more to think in the field, because you can think that I'm gonna do this for Thomas, and so nothing. Now I'm happy. I'm not sleeping a lot for his fault, but also more my wife than me. But it's part of the process. So we love him. So that's the most important thing.
Tomorrow you go to play against Miami. Have you ever played against the big guys from Miami?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is it still special for you to play against them?
Of course, yeah. When you play against this kind of players that they make the history of football for 20 years and still making, it's always special.
Yesterday the president spoke here. I don't know how much the players hear about it, and.
No, I didn't know that the press. No, I didn't. No.
So for you, it's just business as usual going to this game.
No, it's another important game. It's not. I don't know what it means business, but it's another important game where we can keep fighting for the 3 points and to maintain. Try to do the same style of play that we are doing, and hopefully we can get the 3 points tomorrow.
No other questions on Zoom.
Thank you. Please raise your hand. Any questions? Sydney, 4.
Hi, Giacomo.
Hi, good you?
Yeah, I'm good. You have a full 30 minutes of exceptional high football against LAFC. What's your evaluation of your performance of the first half of the game? What did you feel? What did you guys do good in this period?
We attack the game. I think that because the first 15-20 minutes we attack the game. That is what the coach asks us. And when you play against these big teams like LFC, that they are built to win the league. All senior team that have in the bench special player. I think we did a pretty good job going in avant-match. And closing the first half at 2-1, a little bit disappointing for the goal concede, but that's also part of the game, But nothing. We attack the game. We try to do follow our strategy, what the coach was asking, and I think we did a pretty good first half, and nothing after the second half was a little bit more different, but we kept the point that. I was not happy about. We were not happy about this, but now we are thinking about tomorrow.
Yes.
And speaking about tomorrow, you're facing another great offensive team. How do you adjust your game plan when you know that you're facing such as Suarez, Messi, Busquets, and everyone? Does that change a bit your approach for the game?
No, I think we have to maintain our style of the game. Obviously, we are playing against a very, very, very good team with special player, but our style doesn't have to change when we played against another team, or the other one has to be always the same, you know. And this is what we are doing, and nothing now. We will see today in the field what we are going to prepare.
Any other question for Giacomo? I think Sydney has another one. Go ahead, Sydney. Does it work?
No, you put mute.
You're on mute, Sydney.
Okay. Now, yes.
What do you think would be the key factor for a success tomorrow?
Well, doing what we did the first 30-35 minutes with LFC, doing for 90 minutes. It's going to be tough, but attack the game, follow our plan, and nothing.
Anyone else?
Another one.
All right. Thank you, Giacomo. Thank you.
Good morning.
We're live. Jean-François.
Sorry. Be serious.
Bonjour Marco.
Bonjour.
Ça va bien? En plein de soleil aujourd'hui. Je suis curieux, est-ce que toi, en tant qu'entraîneur, tu vas écouter ce qui s'est dit à la conférence de presse de Gabriel Gervais hier? Et si oui, qu'en as-tu pensé? Est-ce que ça peut t'aider, toi, à faire passer un certain message à tes joueurs? Qu'est-ce que tu en as retenu de cette conférence de presse d'hier?
Seulement un message, c'est difficile parce que la conférence de presse, elle a été 3 minutes, je pense. Mais les joueurs maintenant doivent penser à le terrain, à entraîner aujourd'hui, à le match de demain et le match de samedi. Et depuis, nous avons tout le temps pour parler aussi d'autres choses. Maintenant, leurs doivent penser seulement le terrain.
On vient de parler avec Giacomo Vrioni. Il a marqué 4 buts en 6 matchs. On voit qu'il y a vraiment une importance dans l'équipe. Puis je pense qu'au-delà même de ses buts, c'est ce qu'il démontre sur le terrain, c'est son effort sur le terrain, sa volonté sur le terrain. Quelle est son importance dans l'équipe? Est-ce que justement c'est cet effort-là qui peut peut-être être contagieux envers ses coéquipiers?
Oh, well, like I said, more or less every press conference, I talk about Giacomo, also because we were waiting him since the beginning of the season. No? Probably with him or with all the players not injured this season could be different, especially the offensive player one, no? Like also Duke and Sinchon right now and Janko. No? We are missing them. We don't have many solutions in front, but right now the two our forward are working well together, are also working for the team defensively. And yes, Giacomo is a profile that the more we are able to bring the balls inside the box, the more he can show his qualities, and he's doing it. So we are happy.
Demain, gros match contre Miami, un autre gros match après LAFC en fin de semaine. Est-ce que justement ce match contre LAFC, le résultat, bon, 2-2, ça vous donne la confiance de pouvoir faire quelque chose de bien contre les gros joueurs de Miami?
More or less are similar games for the quality that they have. So I think that we are, compared to them, we have less quality in terms of individually, especially Miami. And but as a team, we can working well together. We can minimize in some way their qualities, and also I think that on board right now we start to have different solutions to hurt the others, and we are able to attack it, to create chances more or less against everybody, and this is a good thing for our growth. And now not the problem, and now the next step is to manage the energies of the players of the team in a better way, because we are very good when at the beginning of the two half when we can go and press. We can have the ball and we can attack with many players. And then the more the time goes, and the more we are struggling about the energy. And then especially when we are winning, the 2-3 times that we are winning, we were. We had some trouble to manage the time, to manage the game, and this is something that we need to improve.
On peut passer aux questions sur le Zoom.
Merci, Maxime Trouban.
Salut Marco.
Salut.
Hier, le président a dit qu'il n'y avait pas beaucoup de place pour améliorer l'équipe et qu'il devait trouver un moyen de se débarrasser de quelques joueurs, que ça allait peut-être prendre 3-4 mercato. Il a aussi dit de ne pas trop s'attendre à des vedettes internationales. Comment on prend ça comme entraîneur? Est-ce que c'est correct? Est-ce que c'est un message que tu avais déjà? Est-ce que tu es 100% à l'aise avec ça?
Nous parlons tous les jours avec les presse, avec Luca, Simone, Raffaele. Nous sommes sur la même page. Mais je pense que je suis concentré pour l'entraînement d'aujourd'hui. Je suis concentré pour le match de demain, le match de samedi et aussi pour le match de juin, en juin. Parce que depuis Juliette, nous ne pouvons pas faire rien. Pour moi, c'est au moment, la situation, c'est pour penser à le futur, il n'a pas raison pour moi. Si la question est pour le mercato en général, je pense que j'entraîne tous les jours. Et toutes les semaines, mon travail est de faire jouer les joueurs, les meilleurs joueurs qui montrent sur le terrain leur qualité. Et je suis dans cet environnement depuis 25, 26, 27 ans, football professionnel, et je connais très bien la situation peut changer en 2 semaines. Aussi les joueurs qui maintenant ne sont pas ou sempre que ne sont pas très importants, et il peut être in 10 jours très important pour nous. Je ne suis pas très worried, préoccupé de la situation.
Salut Marco, ça va bien? Is it possible to mark Messi man-to-man 90 minutes?
Je pense que oui. I think yes. So if we think to play only to stop one player of 11 is not the best way to succeed against Miami. So if we want to win, we need to score, like the base of this sport. And if we don't want to lose, we try to don't concede goals. So one side we try to defend as much as possible. And for sure, Messi is one of their best or the most dangerous weapon. So we need to take care of him in some way. He's very, very smart to create space also where there aren't. But at the same way, there are another 10 players very, very good that can hurt us. So more or less like every game, we need to prepare everything. We try to do our best, but also we need to think that we need to attack and try to score.
What is the biggest adjustment from LA game to Miami game?
No great adjustment.
You went to a great phase, great 35, 45 minutes against LAFC. What you guys did well, attack with courage, quickly. What did you guys did well against LAFC offensively?
We had energy. I think that we did well defensively, very well. We didn't did well offensively because every time we had the ball, we were a bit worried to lose the ball, a bit worried to concede a counterattack, and we didn't play well on ball like other games. But we were very, very well defensively, and in attacking the space, counterattack or offensive transition. But at the same time, we had energy. Until we have energy, we are doing very well. But then we need to find a way to do it for the entire game.
Good morning, Marco.
Good morning.
We just got confirmation that Fabian Herbers was going to be out, at least for this game. From the outside, the last number of games that he's played, it looked like he was a very crucial part in keeping the balance of the team that you have spoken about many times. What are the solutions to keeping that balance with Fabian Herbers helped for the meantime?
I don't know. So I think that Fabi is a special. Like I said at the beginning of this 2 months, we have the players have different characteristics. Every player here in the same position is a different profile to another player in the same position. And so from the beginning of this process, I always try to have 2 or 3 different solutions to keep the balance, so to have a very good defensive phase, but also to be dangerous on ball. And this worked well because every team here is different. So to use one player or the other could give us a different weapon. I said that already. And in the last period and also the beginning, Fabi was very important because he can adapt. He can play in different positions on the field. He can defend well, height and also low. And he's a smart player. He has this kind of experience. And yes, he's a great loss for us. We'll see if he is able to come back in June. And of course, every time there is an injury, we need at least 3, 4 days, 5 days to understand very well the situation. But also we have Duke out, we have Sinchuk out. No, if you remember when they were playing, they were giving us different solution. And right now it's 3 key players that can connect the midfielder, and the attacking. Sometimes it's 1 attacker, sometimes it's 2. But we find solution like every time. I mean, we have other players ready to show their qualities on the field.
Oui, Marco, on parle beaucoup de Lionel Messi demain, mais il a joué 90 minutes samedi. Ils ont un autre match samedi qui s'en vient. Comment tu te prépares en tant que coach? Est-ce que tu te fais une stratégie? Tu sais, aujourd'hui, c'est jour -1 où on travaille plus la stratégie. Est-ce que tu as une stratégie si Messi joue, puis une stratégie si Messi joue pas? Ou tu penses pas à l'autre équipe et tu vas all-in avec ton alignement à toi puis tes stratégies à toi?
Thanks for the question because it's very interesting. And if I answer in English, because when I want to go in details, I need to go in English. I'm still sorry. Right now, probably our next step. I always talk about steps at the beginning, and we are doing also lose and understand why we lose and why we play bad is the step to understand the process. And I think that the next one, big, is to don't prepare different strategies for different situations, because there will be some team that has a clear identity. I can mention Philadelphia, Columbus. I can mention Charlotte, no, and also LAFC, no. But there will be also many other without an incredible identity that can change because of their profile of the player. That can change in every game, or can change players and change everything, like us also, for example. And the next step is to have some knowledge on the field, because we did many different experiences to react immediately of their changement. So Messi can play as a false 9 or as a 9 that can, of course, create space. It can play as a 10. It can play wide. So it's difficult to have 5 different strategies. So we are not American football that we have the time to go on the bench and study, the next action, the next situation. But the player many of our players have lived already many situations on the field, and I think that right now we are ready to react. So to prepare the game more on us, of course, understanding that Messi has special movement, has special behaviors, I can say, and special quality like other players, but at the same time that we can adjust on the field without changing strategy or changing many things.
Dernière rapide, Sydney?
Oui, merci, Pat. Marco, how do you find more energy in 3 days?
We talked with the team. This was the topic of the week. We don't have weeks already. We have now days. Also, it's beautiful to pray every 3-4 days because in 3 weeks we improved. We lived so many things that the last 3 weeks it seems 4 months for me. But at the same time, we need to deal with energy, with flights, with mental energy. The defeat against Toronto and Forger was tough to clear and clean, and so we lived many things during these 3 weeks. And right now, we know that we want to play in a very specific way. Everybody knows, and we are happy to do that. But if we do that together properly, we save energy immediately. If we don't do it properly, we are wasting energy. So before is to improve our strategy on ball and without the ball. And for sure, one thing to improve is the ball. So to are able to risk a bit more with the ball, to keep it, to try to dictate the tempo. So not only to exploit spaces every time that there are spaces, because in this league, more or less every action you can find spaces. No, so it's better sometimes to refuse to attack spaces not clear, and to understand that it's a moment to control a bit more the ball. But we need to get better to do this, and then we need to be a bit smarter when the ball goes out or when the ball has the keeper, to don't accelerate action, especially when we are 2-0. We concede the goal of the 2-1 when we accelerate to create a counter-attack that wasn't really clear, and we conceded 2-1. So this, and also improve physically. For example, on the field, we had Neil and George. George, doctor said, Marco, please, 45 minutes, and I did 55, because it was coming from a little problem, no? So when you play after 3 days, there is a load problem, there is energy problem, there is some injury problem. And for example, also Fabi is another example. It was one of the triple subs that I was doing 3 minutes later of the injury. So it just really, for 3 minutes now, we lost an important player. And so energy, load, manage the team. But not only our problem, it's the problem of every team. So it's a key factor where we need to work more, and we need to be really careful. That is very, very important, or as important as tactics or technique or profile or market or whatever.
Merci beaucoup, Marco. Merci.
Thank you.